Do you have any how-tos on how you organize your writing? So I actually have a really good series over on my YouTube channel called Show Me How You Write, where I have a bunch of authors and myself show you exactly on screen how we write our stories. We pull up our screens, the Word documents, the different programs we're using, everything that's on our computer, and we talk you through our systems and our strategies. That way you can identify what's going to work for you or might work for you and what's not going to work for you. And you can pull pieces from me and from several other people, stitch them together, and create your own writing strategy. So I highly recommend checking out the Show Me How You Write series. But when it comes down to it, you have to find what works best for you. For me, I have 3 screens on my computer at all times. My main writing document, and then to the side, I have a running timeline. Chapter 1, the page in the Word doc it's on, and a bullet point of everything that happens. Now, I'm a planter. I'm right in between plotting and pantsing, so I know my big points in my story, and I figure out the stepping stones as I go. If you plot your story, you have your entire plot right there. This is the smart thing to do for new authors. Until you get to book 5 or 6 and you develop a strategy for yourself, plot your freaking book. Almost 99% of you are going to need to plot your book to succeed. So plot your book, you'll have it right there. You can follow the timeline and write your story. Then over to the other side, I have a running list of characters and world building things that I need to remember. I call it my character Bible or my world building Bible. I'll have the character's name, and then I'll list any details about them I need to remember. Eye color, hair color, specific words that they say, who they're related to, if they got injured along the way, if somebody got cut, I need to make sure that I've written that in my notes so that they don't magically lose that cut 7 pages later. So I kind of keep a running list of my characters so that I know exactly what I'm going to be writing. Now, if I have ideas for my story, I'll go over to my timeline and I'll put them at the bottom of the timeline. If I need to add them in later on, or if I need to eventually write to them, or just thoughts that I might have, I'll kind of put them at the bottom of my timeline so I can see them if I need to, but they're not obtrusive or in the way. If I am on the road, if I'm out and about doing things, or if I just have ideas that don't fit necessarily into the specifics of what I'm doing with that story, I'll make notes on my phone. I'll literally pull up the Notes app and I will just make notes. It could be a line that a character could potentially say, or a character name, or something that inspired me, something that gave me an idea, something that just resonated with me in some way. I'll keep notes on my phone. Then when I have these notes on my phone, I can go back and look at them later if it fits into this book or if it fits into another book. So I want to make sure that I have those 3 documents on my screen while I'm writing at any given time, so I can very easily, without having to stop and pull things up, change things over, I have those 3 documents. I'm not resizing or moving anything, so I can easily see them on my screen at all times. And then I have any extra bonus notes that are not necessarily directly linked to my story, but could potentially, or just thoughts or like things that I want to remember, as a note on my phone off to the side. I also have my notes because I have an iPhone, and because I have a Mac computer, I have the notes that can cross between the devices. So I can type it on one and it shows up on the other. So I can pull that up on my computer screen if I need to, or I can pull it up on my phone if I need to. From there, I have everything I need to write my stories, and if I need to pull something up for once in a while, that's fine. Now, I also will keep a browser up on my computer. Not up on my computer, I guess down on my computer. I'll put it down on the bottom with thesaurus.com. That way, if I am writing and I can't think of a word, or I need a different word so I don't use the same word in one sentence and then again in the second sentence, I will be able to pull that up very easily. So I want anything that I need for accessibility's sake on my screen, but down lower. Then if you want to add in artwork, you can. So if you have character art you've commissioned, you can put that on your screen nice and tight in the little corner so that you can see that. You also have the ability to, and I occasionally talk about this, if you have like a live stream of something that you're watching, you can keep that up in the corner. So for example, when I write my mermaid books, I like to have an underwater, like an in the ocean live stream of a camera, and I'll keep it on mute. I don't want to hear it. I just want to see it. And then up in the corner where I would keep my character art, I just have that little live stream. And so I can see the current moving the seaweed, and I can see when it's storming, and I can see the fish swimming by, and it inspires me in my writing and helps with the world building. You can also, if you need kind of like environmentally things, like when I was writing my Peter Pan retelling, I was very jungly, so I pulled up Spotify and I listened to a jungle soundtrack. It's not music, it's not distracting, it's not problematic, it's just, sounds of the jungle. And that was able to help me with the environment as well. I keep that down and I keep the noise low so that it doesn't bother me, so that it doesn't interfere, but it does give some of those vibes. So you can add those things onto your screen if you want, but it really comes down to keeping it as streamlined as possible. So what is the most important thing? Your document that you're writing on, For me, it's my running timeline, so I know exactly where I was and where I'm going and what I'm doing right now. And then it's my character notes so that I don't screw anything up in terms of my characters and the things that they do when they say and the way that they look and the injuries that they got and all of those things. So all of that kind of comes down into keeping a very simplified screen. Nothing else is up, nothing else is in my way. I don't have other distractions, nothing that's going to like ping up and make me stop what I'm doing and like go play with social media or something. I'm very, very careful about that. You should be as well. So making sure that you've got that nice organized screen that's very simplistic, minimalistic, just has exactly what you need is definitely going to help you out. But there's a lot of ways that you can be doing these things. So I highly recommend that you hop over to my YouTube channel to check out the Show Me How You Write series where you can see how I do it literally on screen. I put the documents on screen for you. And my author friends come and join me as well. So they explain how they write so you can see which is going to be the best strategy or pieces of strategy for you to then use.